Are you considering the purchase of the Rayban Meta Smart Glasses? Well, I've had them for a few weeks now, and I wanted to go over my pros and cons from my personal experience and share that with you. Now, I've got a lot to share with you today, so let's dive into a quick pro. Quick Start Record. Now, as a content creator, I was looking for a solution where I could start capturing video almost immediately in the moment without having to either grab my phone or grab my camera in order to capture them. Now, with the ease of simply pressing the button on the glasses, I'm now starting a video record, and I can stop that simply by a single press again. Now, your factory settings will have a longer press to start the video and just a single press for photo. I personally don't feel like I'm going to be using this for photo very much, so I went into the settings, made the switch adjustment to where it's just a single press for video capture and a 2-second press for photo capture. This quick start record and quick capture feature has been a game changer for me. I've been able to capture a ton of content simply on the fly and really capturing authentic and real-time moments, and that's why it's a pro for me. Con, file organization is one of those things that you're gonna have to work around, but when you capture the images within the glasses and upload them through the MetaView app to your camera roll and then onto your computer, you're gonna notice that the files are not in sequential order. Now, this adds a little bit of time during the editing process, and that for me is why I listed this as a con. Pro, ease of file transfer. Now, for me, I use Apple products, but it's been extremely easy for me because with an iPhone and through the MetaView app, the files or the footage gets imported into the camera roll. From there, I could simply just airdrop those files into my editing platform and start my editing process right away. So for me, that's why it's a pro, because it makes things a lot easier and a lot quicker. Con, video format and dimension. Now, when you capture video here, you're gonna notice that it's mainly in the vertical or the portrait format. With new generations and new updates, there may be an opportunity to get landscape. But as of right now, the recording of this video, you have a portrait or vertical format, which makes it a little bit difficult if you're looking to combine it with landscape footage. So for me right now, I list the video dimensions as a con. Pro, image quality and stabilization. But this comes with a quick caveat. Listen, these are glasses. You're getting 1080p resolution out of glasses. Now, for purposes of capturing content for social media or short form videos, I think it's more than enough. If you're looking to make videos or incorporate this into high quality cinematic footage, you're probably gonna know the difference, especially if you create content and you do high quality films for a living. With that said, they're glasses. 1080p, you're probably good to go. Stabilization's the next one. Now, I've used this for snow tubing, I've used it for coaching hockey, and it does pretty good. It's not gonna rival your GoPro or dedicated action camera tech, but it gets by and actually stabilizes pretty well. I do have to mention, going back to the video dimension aspect, that with the stabilization, you will get adjusted dimensions when you import the footage, so just be aware of that. Similar to Warp Stabilizer, if you use that in your editing platforms, it's going to adjust and crop based on what it reads, but just know that you're gonna be messing with the dimensions afterwards. Con, battery life. Now, listen, as a content creator, I'm putting these glasses through their paces, and I've gone through where I've collected probably maybe 40 minutes to an hour worth of footage, clicking the camera on and off multiple times. This drains the battery. We have to also understand that these are glasses, but from a content creator standpoint, I do wish that there was a little bit better battery life, and I've also leveraged these outside in the wintertime in cold weather, and that significantly drains the battery life as well. So if you're looking to get a jam-packed full battery for these for hours on end, this is not for you, and this is the reason why I list it as a con. Pro, USB-C charging case. Now, given the fact that the battery life is listed as a con for me, having the USB-C charging case lets you charge on the go, and it charges pretty quickly. The downside, if you run out of battery and it stops you from your content creation, that's gonna obviously add a little bit of a hassle into your workflow. But having them similar to AirPods, where you're able to just plug these glasses back into your case and where it's able to recharge, is definitely a pro. Con, Bluetooth connectivity. Now, I'm not a Bluetooth expert, but I have noticed that there are times, especially if you are in a high Bluetooth activity location, for me it was the gym, I lost Bluetooth connectivity and I had to go through the repair process. The one thing that is nice about the MetaView app, it is pretty self-intuitive. It walks you through the steps in order to do that. but it is a hassle when you run into that unexpectedly, and that's why I list it as a con. Pro, 32 gigabyte storage in these glasses. Now, listen, if you're capturing more than 32 gigabytes in a day with these glasses, more power to you. But I've been probably in the range anywhere between 1 to 3 gigabytes capturing content, and that's heavy usage for me over the course of the day, where I'm using it for maybe no more than about an hour worth of content capture. But this is an extreme pro, having 32 gigabytes worth of storage within this frame. So that's definitely a reason why I list it as a pro. Con, video shake. Now you're gonna notice when you're walking around with these things and you're looking back at the footage, even when you're walking across the street or walking around, they will shake a little bit and it is a bit jarring to the eye. Is it a big deal? Probably not, but as a content creator where you're looking at video and you're looking at certain imperfections, you will notice the camera shake. And that's why I list it as a con. Pro, sound quality. Now I wasn't expecting that much out of these glasses, but the sound quality is actually pretty good. Now, whether you're listening to music, podcasts, using it for phone calls, I've been pretty impressed with it. Now I do have to note that if you are in a quiet location and you have the volume turned all the way up, someone next to you could potentially hear either your conversation over the phone, your music, or whatnot. But just understand that out of this small frame factor, that you're getting very good quality. It doesn't have noise cancellation features like an earbud that's in your ear, but it is good, and it's definitely something that I was extremely impressed with. Now, when talking on the phone, I've had people that I've been chatting with on the other line say that the sound quality is actually really good. So that's actually quite impressive to note whenever you're in quiet to moderate ambient sound environments. Con, image colors. Now, as a content creator, you're always looking at footage and editing, and you're noticing colors that are off, whether it's white balance, whether it's exposure, whether it's saturation. It's very similar to if you were recording with your phone. It does make those adjustments. It does make it helpful, especially if you're recording on the go in real time. It will make the exposure adjustments, but for just the normal person that is using it for content capture, I think it's perfectly fine. Pro, discrete content capture. Now, because these things aren't mainstream, people aren't really gonna notice this very small light that's on, but the privacy light obviously is there to let people know that you're recording. But people generally won't make eye contact with you, so if you're out and about, you're gonna be able to capture authentic and genuine real-time moments and not really get that attraction, someone looking at the light from what I have found. It also works great because if you're having a conversation with someone, they may be well aware that they're being recorded, but it's less invasive as having your phone out or a camera recording them. So it brings out more of a free-flowing conversation, which I find extremely valuable. So that's why I list the discrete content capture as a pro. Con, film perspective and angles. Now, if you're gonna be using this to work with your hands a lot, you have to understand that you will have a cutoff. You do have to make adjustments looking down or adjusting your head position to try to capture a little bit more of an image that's closer to you. Again, this is gonna you're gonna have to go through the learning process on this. You're gonna have to see your footage and be able to understand what is gonna be in frame and what's not, especially that anything that is close into your body. What I've found myself doing is holding things a little bit further away from my body and tilting my head down in order to capture those in-hand activities. Also, from a landscape or a horizontal perspective, you're gonna wanna make sure that you actually turn your head and try to square and get whatever you're looking at in the middle of your view in order to reassure that you're capturing that moment. I've had times where I thought I was looking at something, maybe I was just using my eyes, but I didn't turn my head and everything to the left of the frame or to the right of the frame was missed. Now this one's a double whammy. First, we'll start with the pro when we're talking about Meta AI, your personal assistant. Now, the language model is good. It's not as good as ChatGPT, but you could use it to have conversations. I use it to flush out creative thoughts, as well as set reminders and do quick internet searches, as well as product reviews. It's been extremely helpful in that regard, but it does require a little bit of work, especially if you're asking for recent news. I find that some of the stuff is outdated, but like with anything AI, it's going to improve. So it's both a pro and a con for me. All right, lastly, are these things worth it? Well, my personal opinion is yes, they are. Now, for the functionality, the ability to take video and photo, the ability to take phone calls, send messages, and leverage an AI assistant, I think it's extremely valuable for the cost. Now, what I would say is just make sure you understand how you're going to use them. If it's for everyday carry because you want to leave your phone aside, that's great. If you're going to use it as a video creator or a content creator, just understand the limitations on them because you will run into some quirkiness. But overall, given the price as well as the functionality, I say it's definitely an opportunity for you to purchase these glasses and be satisfied with them. All right, with that being said, we'll close things out. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.